Played it back.
Hey guys, welcome back to the 504 podcast. I'm your host Mark, and I'm here with my good friend Erica. Erica, how are you today?
I'm the other host too, by the way. I'm doing well. You
Yes,
just said I'm
Erica.
your good friend.
Erica is the other host and also my good friend.
Yes.
And we're back after a little hiatus. We're back, episode 17, 504 podcast. And as Erica said, this might be our most controversial episode yet. But that is to that's yet to be seen.
Yes.
So I didn't put this out there yet, as far as when we did like our pre-production meeting, what we're gonna talk about. But here's my question: Is coffee the new crack?
No, why would you say that?
Okay, I'll give you a perfect example. I'm on my way home. My wife goes, "Can you please go to Starbucks and get me some drink that they only come out with like once a year? Like, how do you come out with coffee once a year? And it's something caramel brulee. It's something like that, and it comes with all these directions. It's like you gotta have it this way. You gotta have it this way. So I get there and I get to the register, cup of coffee. Yeah, can I get the caramel brulee? The lady's like $7. I'm like, for some
Yeah.
coffee? I'm like, can we file this on our taxes?
I haven't even been to Starbucks since, oh my gosh, probably a year at least. I'm more into Dunkin' now.
That's expensive. Like, isn't like crack like you can get like a $5 crack, like crack for $5? I don't know. Like, I didn't sell drugs and I never did drugs,
But
so
and that whatever the caramel brulee or whatever it's called, that's gotta be like 700 calories too.
and then it's like something like a mochiata or something like that that comes out once a year. Oh, the pumpkin spice latte comes out once a year,
Yeah.
and
They
I
do
heard
the
people go crazy
caramel.
over that.
They do the caramel macchiato. And now Dunkin's like getting up there. They have the Charlie
The
with an I.
Charlie.
With an I, just an I at the end. And I don't know who it's named after, but it's basically it's like a caramel macchiato from Starbucks.
I know that a week before that, or maybe a few days before that, like my wife was like, "Hurry up! You gotta go to Starbucks." Why? They're giving out the holiday cups. What?
Oh man.
And I get there and they know who my wife is. I'm like, they're like, "Can I have a name for the order?" Like, you shouldn't know my name. I'm
You don't use
Sir.
the app?
She didn't want to use the app because she was afraid that they might not give her the cups. So I
Wait, she wanted just the paper cup?
no, they're like holiday like plastic, hard plastic cups.
Oh, okay.
So I get there and I'm telling the order and I'm like, Baker, and they go, "Oh, I know who she is."
You had to pay extra for those?
The cups?
Yeah.
No, they were free. As long as you ordered coffee
Oh,
that day, the cups were free.
oh, I missed it. That I would have done.
See? Crackhead.
Yeah, but I like their teas. I like their iced teas.
I get the refreshers. I get the refreshers sometimes.
They had like a ginger one over the summer. It was pretty good, but coffee, I'm kind of over it at Starbucks.
I've never been into coffee ever. Ever.
I drink coffee at home, but as far as like going out, I'll go. I don't know,
All right.
not really.
So, man, let's get into our first topic, and this is the topic that fueled me this morning. And I called you right away and said we got a podcast today. So as I go on YouTube, I have certain subscriptions I watch, and the Breakfast Club, even though I don't really listen to them very often, this one caught my attention. And Keke Palmer put out a tweet, and the tweet said, "What if people could only use their EBT cards to buy healthy food?" And they opened the question up, and they allowed some people to call in, and I'm like, I wonder, what if that were the case? And I know that some people may feel differently or strongly about it, but I'll give you from my example from working at ShopRite, you could always tell the EBT card orders when they came up to the register. It's like 2 carts of food, it's tons of soda, tons of cookies, tons of boxed cereal.
Is it because they can get more for their money?
Well, that's the argument, and the argument is, and okay, how can I word this? Because I don't like when we push narratives into the world, and people will always say, "Well, it's cheaper to eat poor." No, it's convenient to eat poor. It's not cheaper to
Yes,
eat poor
it's not.
because when I go to the supermarket, I'm looking for the deal on the pack of chicken or the steak or the pork chops or whatever it is I'm looking for. I'm looking for the deal on the vegetables. Like, it's possible to do this. So why is it that people can
But
say it's expensive to eat healthy?
why? Because that takes time and effort. You can clip coupons. You can go searching in the stores for the items that match those coupons. But again, you said that the magic word,
And
convenient.
I think that's what it is a lot of the times. Like, there's no coincidence that where I grew up on Fulton and Ocean, there was a Chinese place and a chicken spot and a convenience store, like all next, it's all next to each other. And
Yep.
it's not because it's cheap, because if you eat that every day, it becomes expensive.
Oh,
It's just
no,
convenient.
exactly. I mean, Burger King lunch for three of us can cost me $25,
Oh
and that's
man,
that's and why? Because I can easily make sandwiches here, but I'd rather get in my car, drive, bring it back, and throw it all away than make three sandwiches that probably take less time.
I went to McDonald's and I was like, yeah, let me get the dollar double cheeseburger. We don't have those anymore for a dollar. What? What? The double cheeseburger is almost $3 now, but the McDouble is $1.50. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa! I didn't go to McDonald's school, partner. What's the difference between the double cheeseburger and the McDouble?
I swear, the Wendy's by me in Clifton, when you get off the exit of Route 3, nonstop. That place is doing business hand over foot.
See, I think Wendy's,
Nonstop.
they pushed the narrative, and it was a very ingenious marketing scheme where they put fresh, never frozen. And to some people, when you hear that fresh, never frozen, you don't think fast food, you think healthier. So
Yeah.
at one point, a lot of people started going to Wendy's over McDonald's, over Burger King, over nobody ever talks about Checkers, even though they have the best fries. But they started going to the Wendy's over all these other places because of that logo, fresh, never frozen, and somehow it equated to a healthier option. Same thing with vitamin water. Vitamin water was sued a few years back because people were drinking vitamin water thinking it was healthy, and then
Yeah.
Coca Cola said, "Why would you think that?" Because it's called vitamin water.
Exactly. No, you're right. You're right. But I think it all is a matter of convenience.
It is convenience. And the
Oh,
narrative that's being pushed that we can't afford to eat healthy, that's ridiculous.
I think we can. It's just
You know, sometimes I go to the supermarket and I see the Oreos on sale 2 for $5, and I want to bust down and get the double stuffed chocolate ones, and I want to get the other ones. I could afford it, but it's not good for me. I
yeah.
think that, let me see, how can I word this in a very culturally, not culturally sensitive, but in a way that is loving but realistic. I honestly think when it's not your money, you tend to buy things that you might not need.
Of course. So where did this backlash come from?
She posted it on Twitter. It was either
I,
Instagram or Twitter. And then people were saying, how could you? You've always had money. How can you make this determination? How can you say that about people? And it's, you know, we have these social media outlets so we can voice our opinion on certain things. And I'm pretty sure that there was maybe a percentage of people, probably a large percentage of people that agree with her. But I think it's the vocal minority that always gets the attention.
yeah. Because I'm reading now that I guess she was retracting by saying my tweet was pertaining to issues with healthy foods being expensive and thinking it should be free for those with EBT cards.
What did they say? That's cover up. That's cap. She knew what she said. That's cap.
I don't know. And then some guy bashed her and said, "Imagine waking up a millionaire and wondering how impoverished people spend their money on food you're not paying for."
And this is where it kind of like it gets to the point where somebody's offended, and then it's, we can't have the conversation
Exactly. Oh, shut it down. Shut
because
it
the
down.
moment one person gets offended, it's all about feelings. And when you try to have a logical conversation with someone who's trying to have an emotional conversation, you'll never see eye to eye with it. it never works out. And then now you're just yelling at each other.
So the person who said that was Ernest Owens. He's he's an editor at Philly Magazine. So I guess if you make a lot of money, or you're powerful, or whatever, you're these social Hollywood socialites, you have to care about everybody.
Ooh, you just got a very important thing. Kim Kardashian got some backlash not that long ago. What she did was she surprised her entire family with a trip to some country, I don't know, some private island. And she was saying how she was grateful that she's able to do that. And people tore her up. They're like, we're out here struggling and we don't have jobs. And you put this little vanity Instagram out. And I'm like, but you follow her. What do you want her to do? All right, Mun, next topic. Movie theaters dead.
Apparently so, because I didn't even know they opened up again.
Well, they opened up at one point, and they had like $2 movie ticket days or $1 movie ticket days.
Because they were showing old films. Like, films, nothing new, because nothing new has really come out.
Well, I don't know. I just know that they opened up, and I was like, I'm not going in there. You know how many times I've stepped on like popcorn and old candy? It's no way they're able to clean all of those seats and such. But my real reason for asking is because of the influx of like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. I watched the new Borat movie on Amazon Prime, and I watched it like right away. It was great to be able to just. Well, if you pay for Amazon Prime, you do it. I mean, you get it. But someone like Disney Plus, when they had like the Mulan movie, you have to have Disney Plus. And you have to pay like an additional fee for it. I think it was maybe somewhere between $40 to $50, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't fact check it yet. And I'm like, at one point, I'm like, I don't know, that's a little expensive for a movie. But then I realized, well, when I go with myself, my wife, and my 2 kids, all of a sudden it's almost $80 after I get drinks and the movie tickets. And I'm like, well, that's a little cheaper.
Yeah, I know, but it's just the experience of going out. Seeing it in a theater, sitting back in those seats, lounging back, and I don't know.
I'm a homebody though. Like I buy all of these things for my house so that my house can be very comfortable, so that in return I never have to leave my house.
I'm a homebody too, but I do need to get out. And going to the movies, like in the summertime, we made it a fun trip. Nice and air conditioned. Make sure you buy some extra seats and nobody sits on either side of you. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I started losing it at movie theaters. I guess it was a gift and a curse, because like you would have to go to the movie theater and you would buy your ticket and then you had to pick which seat you wanted.
Yeah, but I would buy it online.
You didn't have to pick your seats online?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, but then my thing is, because I'm so used to going to like the hood movie theaters, it's like I'm walking in and saying, please don't let anybody be in my seat. Please don't let anybody be in my seat. And then of course I've gone it a couple of times. It's like, we got these. We have these seats. Please.
Yeah, that's fine. I'd rather that than having to fight somebody for a seat. Running up the stairs, or, running for the same seat somebody else is running for.
I think with like the close proximity of it, I think a lot of people were like a little nervous about going to the movies, but at the same time, I've been waiting for this surge of direct to consumer. I want to watch the movie in my house when I'm ready, and then I'm not sure if you can watch it twice or watch it within 24 hours. But that's what I've been wanting. Like, I don't like when somebody tells me that I have to wait at this time in order to watch it when I can just watch it by myself. Like, that's the reason why I love Netflix. It's like, hey, the whole episode, the whole series is available now. I can watch it in 3 days.
Yeah.
As opposed to like This Is Us. I gotta wait every Sunday, and then all of a sudden, or whatever day it comes out, and then all of a sudden it's, hey, we didn't feel like recording this week, or there's a holiday, so you'll have to wait 3 weeks until the next episode comes out. Like, hey, buddy.
Because we've become such insatiable creatures where everything has to be satisfying within that moment. Like, there's no more, there's just, like you said, convenience.
It's all convenience.
And we're living in a world that's in my mind is just picturing swiftly moving past. like in one of those time warp movies, where like they've flown through time, flying through time, and the screen goes by real quick, and all of a sudden they went from like 1920 and 1970.
I love the convenience of like when you go to Chick-fil-A and the little girl comes out in the tablet and takes my order in advance. God darn right, I wouldn't be able to pull up to the window and my food's ready.
Like they're like, I got my Easy Pass back, and I went through the turnpike.
So you didn't have to pay the $79,000 that you owe to Easy Pass?
No. Well, I don't know, maybe, but not. That's another story.
They can come lock you up.
Good.
I'm gonna beat it with my camera.
That's fine by me. I might get out in like 6 months on good time.
Can you imagine if they did like a 3 o'clock in the morning sting on your house? It's like this. They got the little thing and they bust through the door. Boom! Get down the door. Easy Pass police.
They're not going to do that because I told you there's a lawsuit pending against them. Anyhow, I'm taking the turnpike and I get off at 14A. It's backed up. And this is at like 7 o'clock at night. Everybody, one line, waiting to pay cash for the toll. And I'm like, I have my Easy Pass and I can't even get into Easy Pass lane now.
It's like whenever I see anyone paying cash at the toll, I turn into like one of those old white ladies that's always had money and like diamonds and pearls, and I go like this. Ugh, you're paying cash. You have to talk to the person. You have to wait for your change.
Actually, it was really nice. It was kind of nice for a change. And my kids are like, what are you doing? I'm like, gotta pay for the toll. They're like, what do you mean pay for the toll? And I said, again, this is something that these kids will never know. Everything is going to be fast pass. Here's my phone. I already paid for it. Amazon, 1-day delivery. We're going to live
That's amazing.
We're going to be living in a world where it's just going to be on constant fast forward.
Well, it all depends. I think in the northern states, they say that we're like kind of just moving too fast. But in the southern states, they say, it's a little slow. It's a little easygoing. I don't know. I know if I order a drink from the bar, it better be here in about 4 to 5 minutes. I don't care about all this easygoing nonsense.
Like, that's what's happened with, like, Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks. You got the apps. And now it's all of a sudden you buy on an app, you go in and you get your drink. And then when it's not ready, yes.
I don't think that's a convenience thing. I think that's a conspiracy thing. I think with the whole push for minimum wage, they're trying to figure out ways to eliminate certain jobs. Now, when the Industrial Revolution, the same thing happened with the Industrial Revolution. They had all of these women who had jobs around World War II, and they were the switchboard operators. And then they came up with some sort of invention, and then guess what? All of those women were out of work. They had to find other ways to find jobs, i.e., we're going back to minimum wage, which I don't know what it is now. I think the last time they were talking about, they were pushing like $15, $16, something like that to like make my hamburger. I don't know. Long story short, you see those big kiosks inside the McDonald's and stuff. I mean, they can hide it behind this convenience. But literally, if you're in the store already, why would it be convenient? It's probably more convenient to just talk to the person. And the only time people use it is because there's a line. And it's like, I don't feel like waiting online. But if I can eliminate a job and give it to a machine that never takes a sick day and doesn't have to be paid, I think that's what all these apps are doing. And that's why when you use these apps, they give you these loyalty and coupons and money off, because I think that's going to be the wave.
Yeah. And people don't want to leave their homes anymore.
All right, next topic, Mun. And this is something that it's confused me for quite some time. So as you know, what are you, busting out the Dr. Pepper in the morning?
Yeah. I love soda. It's diet.
Don't buy it on EBT.
I don't have an EBT.
All right. So here's my next question. This is something that's confused me. So I deliver through DoorDash and Uber Eats, just a little income here and there. And you go to these restaurants and they have outdoor seating, but now they have outdoor seating with heated tents.
With roll down sides.
That have like little plastic windows. Yeah, and I'm like,
yeah.
What's the difference between eating indoors if you're eating inside a tent or eating inside the restaurant?
Now, wait, are these heaters, are they blowing out air?
I don't know. I've never ventured inside one of those haunted Halloween houses that they call heated tents.
I'm not sure. Or I think it's an infrared. I think it's just infrared. Some sort of infrared that like a coil. But anyway, because if it blew out hot air, that would be even more confusing because my hair salon will not use a blow dryer because the blow dryer is going to blow the COVID germs around the salon. Even
How
though we're all
about
wearing
this?
masks.
Those people are packed inside those tents with no mask on, eating, having a great time. And then I realized, like, are we really looking at how they clean the silverware or the dishes or the cups that are being used? Like, can you imagine
No.
sitting in a little heated tent and somebody next to you, like some other table's going, am I supposed to
No,
go,
but
well, we're outside,
exactly.
it's fine.
Their COVID's not going to get you because, it's outside, it's before 10 p.m. and you're just, you're following the government rules.
It's like,
So,
and this is how animated my mind is. You ready? I can imagine somebody sitting in one of these tents with COVID, and the COVID is getting ready to come out of their nose or their mouth, and they go, whoa, 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 hold up. We're outside. All right, let's wait. Go back in. Like, just something like that. Like, is it not supposed to come out because you're outside inside? Or
and now they're
inside
saying-
outside? What is it?
And now there's new rules that, you have to be around the person for more than 15 minutes to actually be considered exposed. So if I had COVID and you stood next to me for 14 and a half minutes, you're not getting it.
And then there were these whole guidelines about how long COVID lives on different surfaces. It was so weird. I went to some restaurant. It was like some bar in Elizabeth, and I was picking up an order, and you see the waitress with a mask on. And then all of a sudden she goes like this. She just pulls it down and goes, yeah, get that one right there. And she's like leaning over to him. I'm like, ah! She pulled it because you can't hear her. You can't understand what she's saying. And then you have like one of those languages where you got to really roll the R's and the T's are silent or something like that. It's not going to get through the mask.
Or you could take your mask off while you're eating. So I guess when you stop chewing, you're supposed to pull it back up.
No.
But
or you got to wear it to the table, but you can take it off when you get to the table. I don't like these COVID rules. It's almost like it's convenient. It's for convenience.
Are you starting to understand what's happening here? It's and now I'm not dismissing that there is COVID.
Yes,
I
of
believe
course.
that there's COVID. I believe people are getting sick from it. Yes, that is true. But I believe that the government is taking this and using it for other things. And I don't know.
Here's what I was thinking. Remember when HIV and AIDS was a thing?
Mm-hmm.
What if the government just said, we're putting a ban on sex. Nobody can have sex. And if you have sex, we're going to come and get you.
And you know how many people who probably didn't want to have sex would be out there like trying to break the law?
Oh my goodness.
Let's just try it. Let's just try and do it and see if we get caught. I don't know. But this new thing too, like with the bar, you can't, no more sitting at the bar. Well, what's the difference? They could sit at a table, but you can't sit at the bar. I don't know if he's saying that because of all the bars that are down the shore, but the summer's over. Like the summer came and went. I don't really follow this stuff to a T, and I don't social media, mainstream media. I don't believe any crap anymore, but we went through the whole summer and we kind of like leveled, the bar there where, it wasn't rising. Of course, they said the second wave is coming. It's going to happen in the fall. It should have happened over the summer. No?
The second wave. Here's my question. California never opened and their numbers were rising. So what does that mean? They never opened. And that brings us to my next point. Like, I keep hearing rumors that another wave is coming. I see people buying out the toilet paper and the tissue. What are we going to close again? I can't want to.
I don't know. Why? The schools are still closed. My town school is closing again. My daughter just started hybrid. And at the end of the month, they're closing down. No more.
Well, that was like our school system where we were supposed to open November 16th? We were supposed to open up and we had all the parents ask, were they coming back? And then, what is it now? February?
Yeah,
We
February.
changed it? February?
Second marking period. Which it's not going to happen.
I don't think we're going to open this year at all, to be honest.
I can't.
I don't think we're going to open this year at all.
I can't. My oldest daughter. It made me really sad yesterday for her to say, like, I'm losing interest in school. She goes, this sucks. And I really wanted to cry because I'm like, how, this is a person who like has her whole college career planned out, and she's saying, I'm losing interest. She goes, school is more than just sitting on a computer, listening to your teacher's lecture all day, and then go work by yourself. So it was sad.
I love the work by yourself time. All right, boys and girls, that's it. Make sure you do these pages.
Yeah, we love that, but at the same time, like, oh my God, they're losing so much.
I will say this though.
I feel bad.
I'm not a fan of the remote learning so much, but without the interruptions and without the constant stopping and the constant, what are you doing over there? I'm teaching a lot more in a lot less time.
I agree with that.
But then again, it's a matter of I really don't know if they're receiving the material at the same time.
Exactly. Like, it is definitely uninterrupted.
I mean, they can type in the chat, yes, I understand, but do they?
I don't know. I mean, I say to them, if you have questions, stay on. I have a handful that genuinely will stay on and ask questions.
I've had 2 kids come back, and since September, when I've said, all right, boys and girls, you have your independent time. If you're having any difficulty with the work, I'm still here. Come back on. I'll work with you one-on-one. I think I've had 2 different kids come back twice from September to November during that time.
No, I mean, I've had kids that wanted to stay on. Can you help me? Can you walk me through this? And, and I'm like, wow, this is great. This is the success I'm looking for. Like, and then there's the others who, type in anything just to get the work done and submit it. And I look at it and I go, what'd you do? Nothing.
You got to see. So we're taking a test, right? And in order to kind of get the accuracy of what the students are actually learning, I'm telling the students, turn your cameras on, and I'm going to watch you. So as they're taking the test, I have all 21 of my kids on the screen, and I'm watching them take the test. And you can see, like, the kid just sitting there, and then all of a sudden, like, he turns like this. Then he turns again. Like, somebody's giving him the answers!
I know!
Or you'll see the one parent actually tapping the screen. It's like, hi, Mom. You can't help him. You can't help him, Mom. Oh, I just reading the question. You can't read the question to him, Mom. There's a button where the question is read to him. You cannot help him. And then she goes, oh, okay. And then she moves over, and you still see the little part of her shoulder. She's still standing. What do you do? I have one parent that helped their kid the entire time on FaceTime on another phone.
Oh, wow.
And the little girl's holding the phone up to the camera so that her mom can tell her the answers. And I'm going, what am I supposed to do?
I agree, because that happens to me. And the one time the kid had said what his grade was out loud and didn't realize his mic was on, and his mom goes, "What? Which answer did I get wrong?" I said, Mom, number two. As soon as I said that, the camera went black. I think they logged off. Mom, number two. Which one did I get wrong? Number two. Oh, yeah. Or I get, you're on Instagram Live, but you can't see my face. Or I get where they're they're looking at the screen, but their eyes.
Yeah, their eyes are looking to the left or to the right. There's somebody over there.
Or I get the laptop on and I see the kid's side profile and their face is obviously looking at something else, and I see the lights on their face. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, the TV's behind them, and you can see their face turning colors.
Yeah. Or you're playing Roblox, and then again, disable the camera. And I'm like, I can't. And then I got the blatantly honest ones. Hey, I'm calling on you. Do you know the answer? No, I don't. Okay. I'll take that rather than sit there and pretend no, I don't. Okay, great. I'm going to work with you right now.
I have a few kids that I tell they can't answer first, because they always get the answers right. So if the answer's 15 and that smart kid puts 15, I have now 19 15s coming right after. 15. It's like, okay, you can't answer first. You answer last. Or I got to call on like 4 kids to just answer the question. I had one when we were taking a test, and you see the little girl is like, she kept looking over, and I'm like, who's over there? Show me who's over there. And she turns the camera, and her mom's like this, get that camera off me. Don't you turn that camera over here. She's like, the teacher said you gotta turn the camera. I don't care. Don't you turn that camera over here again.
Well, I use a program called Whiteboard Fi, or Whiteboard.fi, and it's like Post-it notes that I can push to their screen, and then their Post-it notes are on my screen, so I watch them live while they're working. So it gives me an idea of, I usually do it just for math, but it gives me an idea of, their thought process. So they can't wait for someone else to answer. And then I love it after they do their share and show. I'm like, I call out a bunch of names, and I'm like, you guys can log off, you're good. And the rest of them are like, what? Oh, you want to play? Now we're going to redo the lesson. They're like, but I know the answer. And then you got my one or two who are like, the answer is, I'm like, but why didn't you just do that? Why are you messing around? So I don't know. I think we have to be creative, but you're right. It's definitely different than being in the classroom. With the classroom management, it would be totally.
Where's your notebook? Where's your pencil? Please sit down. Can I go to the bathroom? I still get kids. Can I go to the bathroom? I don't know. You're at home, and we just took a 2-hour break. Sure, go to the bathroom when I get back on the screen.
I know. I kind of like. It baffles me that they ask, but it's still nice that they ask, because they're just not like, it's those kids who aren't turning off their camera, and they don't want me to think that they just left. So I say, just put it in the chat that I'm just going to the bathroom, so I know where you are. But I like it. I think it's, it shows some sort of respect for, what's going on with the class. Their classmates made the lesson. So I don't know, but I don't need to be asked.
Is Black Friday canceled this year?
Of course it is.
You think so?
Yeah, they're probably going to say COVID happens at 10:59, so the stores have to close at 11.
Because they tried to cancel Halloween, and Halloween wasn't canceled.
But that was outside. That's different. And around here, people came up with genius ideas on how to deliver the candy. People made like chutes. They made slides. They made fancy boxes where you got your candy from. This is probably my daughter's most successful year trick-or-treating in all her.
It was my kids also. It was like no kids out. So the lady's like this, go ahead and take 2 handfuls of candy.
I think a lot of people here, there's one area where everyone trick-or-treats, so they didn't get much. But I think the town maybe overcompensated and felt bad. So we got like big full-size candy bars. I was like, you go out. She was out till like 10 o'clock at night trick-or-treating.
You know what? And I'm going to say this to all of you people who if you're not trick-or-treating, turn all your lights off and pretend you're not home. Don't have the freaking living room light on or the little light so you can open the door and then the kids knock on the door and then you just don't come to the door. Turn all your stuff off.
I was wondering, I saw a lot of, we normally don't get trick-or-treaters down my block because, like I said, the block above me it's like everyone comes there. Like those people must spend thousands of dollars on candy. I'm noticing nobody's coming to my door. So I go outside finally and I'm like,
did you have candy or no?
I did. I had to put it out. So I guess people felt like, A, they didn't want to intrude and ring a doorbell, or B, they wanted to protect themselves and not have to ring a doorbell and be faced with. So finally I just put my candy out. And I said, oh, I didn't know people set up candy stations.
It's like this, a sign, take one. I can't read. All of them. My freaking son tries to be a nice person. The lady goes, oh, yeah, you can take as much as you want. And he goes, no, I'll just take one. And he pinches the little Snickers bar. It's like this. Oh, now you want to be a good person? It's going to brought you over the top, Braden.
Oh, my God. People got creative. They put things in like eggs, like Easter eggs, black and orange Easter eggs.
One person made like a little slide down the railing. She's like, so we're not going to put it down the railing. And it's like, and put your basket underneath. I said, that's pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, it happened. It was nice. My daughter went out with a bunch of her friends. They trick-or-treated. And, they still had that. But Black Friday, I don't know. I don't think so, because what about the social distancing? And restaurants can't be open at past 10 o'clock. So why will stores be? The stores close now, like 7, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, they started closing again.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping if we do another shutdown, I'll get all that Uber Eats and DoorDash money from delivering. And,
If we
get
have
some
another
sort of benefit.
shutdown, I don't know. I might lose my mind. I'm on the verge of losing my mind now.
I think a lot of people understood their mental illnesses and their mental capacities when they weren't allowed to leave the house. And I think a lot of people came to realize, oh, shoot, I guess I really did need to go to work, or I did need to get out the house.
Yes. And then and then there's that whole, the anxiety of, going into a store. And I feel like people are more friendly. I don't know. Like, people are more conscious of maybe it's just me, I'm noticing it, but like, because you got the store clerks and stuff, so you feel like, you should be a little bit nicer to them.
I don't know. The store clerk was nasty to me. She's like, "Can you back up? Can you back up?" I said,
I
all
only
right.
had that happen to me in Trader Joe's, and the lady made me. I almost wanted to leave the store because I was like, first of all, you're embarrassing me, and your setup is ridiculous because it's all staggered, and I'm supposed to read what's on the floor. When I'm looking ahead, my face is forward, not down. She was like, get back in the yellow box, get back in the yellow box. And I was like, holy crap.
2319. We got a 2319.
I go to put my bag down.
Who knows what movie that's from?
Ma'am, you cannot put your bag down. You can't put your bag down. I'm like, but it's my bag that I'm taking home with me. It's going to get COVID, not your freaking piece of wood. And I go, well, I got to get my wallet out. She's like, take your bag off. I'm like, oh my God. I never went back.
Well, the best thing about it, because we have a shop right near us, where they put an ingenious idea. Hey, you can't get a cart unless you put a quarter in. I don't know what the quarter's going to do. But before that, during the quarantine, they were sanitizing all the carts. So I completely forgot about the whole quarter system. And then when they just said, all right, we good, everything's back into effect, I'm going to ShopRite. I'm like, trying to pull it out. It wouldn't work.
That's funny because they have that quarter system at the ShopRite in Sparta.
Who's stealing ShopRite carts in Sparta, New Jersey? Come on.
Look.
Do kids still steal ShopRite carts?
No. And if they did, I would think it would happen more or less, where we are. Not in Sparta.
It's like, that's crazy. It's like when I would come outside when I was younger and there was like a ShopRite cart. There's like this, oh, we got a go-kart. But you don't see that anymore. Like, who's pushing a cart down 440?
What are you going to see? On Sparta, what are you going to see? A kid with a ShopRite cart running down the dirt road? No. I can't. And I was like, man, you need a quarter? So I didn't know. And the guy was like, here, just take this one. I'm like, all right, well, you want a quarter for it? He goes, no, because you get your quarter back.
Yeah. I had in my other truck before we got totaled, I had the little fake quarter thing that you can put in there. It has the little handle kind of thing. You put it in and you take it back out. Man, so that this episode doesn't drag, because we're about 41 minutes right now, let's talk about something that you've watched lately that you think other people should be watching.
All right, Hunters. Now, I think it's on Netflix. And it's really cool because it's about the German Nazis living in America after the war ended and how well they were kept by the American government. So the surviving Jewish people decided that they were going to hunt these people down and kill them and torture them like they were tortured.
Wait, so is this currently, or this is like...
No, like it happened in the 70s.
Okay, 70s, okay.
So, I guess it's based on, there's facts that surround it, but again, what do we know? We're only told what we're supposed to be told, and that's it. So it's interesting because...
But they never found Hitler's body, right? They say he committed suicide, but they never found his body, right?
No, because I think that the bunker crumbled or something like that. They say he was living. They're saying he was living among us. They're saying they hired doctors to perform plastic surgery to fix their faces. They learned English to where their accents were gone.
My grandmother has had a southern accent for 50 years. And she stopped living in Georgia when I think she was in her 20s. She's now like 70 something and she still has a southern accent. That's crazy. But it's crazy how like the people from Europe can come and have an American accent to the point where you don't even realize they're from Europe.
Yeah, well, that's what the Germans did. I don't know. There's another movie out, and it's one of the ones you got to pay for until it's actually released. So I want to watch that. And it's a movie based on, not on Hunters the show, but on that premises of there were Nazi Germans living among us. And people formed a coalition where they hunted them down and killed them. And it was like this whole underground like conspiracy, and I don't know. It was good. There was some episodes that, I fell asleep and didn't matter if I missed it because there wasn't much to be seen, but it was good.
All right, my show is called The Boys on Amazon Prime.
And what is that about?
Okay, so imagine if superheroes were like the new celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just kind of just able to do whatever they want. And there's like a huge corporation behind them. They have a big PR firm. And they get to like fight crime. And then people take pictures with them. Like they're rock stars. They're like the rock stars, but they're superheroes. And some people start looking to them as if they're gods. But it gives you the perspective from the superheroes' point of view when you realize they're just people. But their perception of them is that they're like above everything else. So you have to watch it because they're just really dysfunctional. I'm trying to think of a movie. Think of like what's that Will Smith movie when he was a superhero?
What superhero was he?
He was a superhero.
Legend?
Will Smith? No, not Legend. It's one of the movies. He was a superhero, and he was like an alcoholic, and he was just like a bad person. But then eventually, when he started doing good things, people started clapping for him and cheering for him, and they think of that. But think of if you added, it was Hancock. Thank you, Durrell. It was Hancock. But think of that. But if you add like a multi-billion-dollar law firm behind them, and they can get away with whatever they want. All right. So opening scene.
Or like Deadpool. Is that what it's called? That is hysterical.
But that's different. Deadpool is nobody really knows Deadpool. Like the whole world knows about these superheroes, and like they'll have like rallies, and people will come out and go, Homelander. But the opening scene, because this isn't gonna spoil anything, if you watch like the first 5 minutes, this guy is talking to his girlfriend, and she like steps off into the street, just like maybe a half inch into the street, like where like a car is parked and you can step there and you don't have to worry about being hit by a car.
Yeah.
A superhero runs through her and her body explodes.
Oh, wow.
And a PR firm meets with him and they say, hey, here's $40,000. We're sorry for your loss. And you can't talk about it again. And then the superhero goes on TV and goes, I apologize that she stepped out into the street and I wasn't able to avoid hitting her. It's like that. It's like such a corrupt thing around them. But because of marketing and capitalism, you can't break it.
So it kind of sounds like real life right now.
Yeah, it's literally if the Kardashians had superpowers.
Yeah, it's kind of like a spoof. I wouldn't say, maybe not a spoof, but how
Satire.
Satire on oh, you messed up. Just apologize.
I'm gonna send you a clip. It's one of the funniest clips of and my favorite character is Homelander. They had a meme, and this is what made me watch the show. They said what we think the people think of the United States, and they have a picture of Superman, and then it's what other countries really think of the United States, and there's a picture of Homelander. Because he's like Superman, and all of the heroes on there are like real superheroes. So Homelander's like Superman. I can't think of the other one, but she's like Wonder Woman. The black guy's like the Flash. There's a guy who turns invisible. There's like an Aquaman guy who no one likes. It's a good show. All right, so finishing it up, this or that as we end the show. Black Friday, PlayStation 5, because nobody wants the Xbox. PlayStation 5, you have to get it. You have to decide on Black Friday. Are you gonna go to Target or Walmart to get it?
Target.
Yeah, I'm going to Target too.
Safer bet. It won't. Even Walmart not on a Black Friday it's an adventure. It's an adventure. You never know what you're gonna get. It's like a box of chocolates.
Never know what you're gonna get.
Walmart can be a hit or miss, and I'm not talking about what they sell. It's what you're gonna see.
Shoot, I was at Target the other day, and you know how like at Target, no one's ever at the electronic station. So I think all the cameras, nobody's there, and some guys like this. Don't nobody work in here? Ain't nobody working? And the lady goes, "Hello."
At that point, who wants to come out?
Yeah, but he got greeted right away because he turned up. I just always have these images of Walmart on Black Friday of like the security guard with the little key, and he like walks over and he creeps and he's trying to unlock the door, and the door unlocks and everybody pushes through like like the zombie apocalypse.
I'll tell you what, if there is no Black Friday, we're gonna spiral into a financial downfall.
Why would it even be called Black Friday? Why can't we change it to Green Friday? It's even money. It's money. Green Friday.
There's a reason why it's called Black Friday. I forget.
Yeah, it's also a reason why they call it a picnic.
No. It has nothing to do with race. I'm going to look it up.
Yes, look it up,
There's
please.
a reason for it. Oh, I remember Black Friday. You're probably too young for this, but Caldors.
What the heck is Caldors?
Caldor.
That sounds like a bird that's extinct.
Caldor is like an upscale Bradley's or a Kmart.
What's a Bradley's?
Bradley's was like Kmart. So Bradley's was like Kmart, yeah, like a Kmart, but a little bit more. They're probably on the same level.
Because I feel like Target came and like stole Kmart's whole swag.
Yeah, like Target became bougie because it was Target. But Caldor was like a Kohl's. Yeah, I would say more like a Kohl's, like that kind of thing. But not as upscale, I suppose.
I used to go to Kohl's and get all my work clothes.
I bought my first kitchen table at Caldor back in 1999, and I still have it. The best piece of furniture ever. Now you go to IKEA and your shit falls apart in a day.
I still have a unit from IKEA. A friend of mine used to work there, and he got it for us, and we had to give him the money. And it was like a little unit where I could put my TV on. If I touch that thing, it goes like this. It turns into like a breakdance. It goes,
It falls apart or it falls on somebody.
It just leans. It leans to the side like it was taking scissor.
The only thing we like about IKEA is their food. We will go there for lunch.
Oh, you got the meat, the horse meatballs?
Yeah.
The horse meatballs?
We go there for lunch, like the little cafeteria style. My kids love it.
You go to IKEA for lunch?
Yeah, I'll take them. Like in the summer, I wouldn't go now, but like if we have something nothing to do, like hey, let's go to IKEA and go get lunch. My kids think it's the greatest thing in the world. They like the little cafeteria style. Their food. And then I try to shop, and they're like, no, we're too tired.
We're too tired of eating the horse meatballs and trying to digest this
you can't
meat.
shop at IKEA. You never get out of the marketplace. They do it on purpose.
They trick you, too. The line is in the basement.
Yes.
And then you're trying to bring the stuff to your car, and you're like, oh, I need help. And there's nobody ever there. It's like, oh, if you need help, you got to wait 20 minutes.
Yes, exactly. And then your stuff falls apart. So yes, my Caldor farm-style kitchen table is still intact and still very sturdy, and it probably beats my fortune off dining room table that's gone to crap.
Let me ask you this, Erica, because in my mind, I don't know why. Have you ever shopped at Raymore and Flanagan?
Oh no, I can't afford that.
Oh, it's because I just look at the store and go, I don't know. Like in my mind, it's like I gotta be like a white person to go there.
I don't know. To me, furniture, the way like my living room is used all the time, so I'm not gonna spend money on good pieces of furniture. Like I'd rather buy something and then maybe 10 years change it out. 'Cause I like to change things, so I don't know.
Change furniture?
Yeah. It get tired or something.
I want the lifetime warranty. We ain't never getting rid of this couch.
Oh boy.
All right, man. So I guess that wraps up episode 17 of the 504 podcast, even though I listed it here as episode 16 and I wrote episode 16, but it's episode 17. I'm your host, Mark.
And I'm your other host, Erica.
And that is it for episode 17. Make sure you like, subscribe if you are on YouTube, and if you're on Instagram Live, stay tuned for the next episodes.
Hopefully soon.
They better be soon. Coronavirus!
Oh, God.